and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl, Maria Milagros here. And in the state of Massachusetts, I know not everybody who watches is in Massachusetts, but in the state of Massachusetts, the governor issued this like stay at home suggestion. It was like a strong suggestion. Stay your butt at home. So I'm clearly at home. Most of the work that I do is at home anyways. And so if you hear noises and ruckus, it's because I'm at home and I have a child and this is real life. So just come along on the ride with me. Today, during the month of March, we have been talking about happiness and different ways to root ourselves in happiness. And the reminder that happiness is an inside job. And so no matter what's happening outside of us, people, conditions, circumstances, we can still find ways to return to happiness. Now, today in particular, I need to talk about this because when this whole thing kind of blew up last week, I put a message on Facebook and on Instagram just saying, hey, if you need to process or unpack, I'm here for you. My email blew up. And so I was able to tap into my gifts and my abilities that I have honed through the course of years of personal growth and development, through leadership, through my own spirituality, and like really rooting myself in my own peace and joy to help people. I've been able to help people kind of process and unpack and really just get a clearer perspective about what's going on so that we're not creating situations and scenarios that don't exist yet. Because then we create these situations and scenarios and then we put all of our energy there and then it's worry and it's stress. And the number one killer of humans is stress, right? People who have heart attacks, stress. People who have strokes, stress. People have all other kinds of, they overeating, they're over abusing, they're stress, right? So the goal was to help minimize the levels of stress that were happening here because of what's happening out here by helping people change their narrative and perspective. And here's something that became a common thread that I really felt the need to talk about today in this video. The common thread was that a lot of people, when they hear me or other people talk about happiness, they think that what I'm saying is pretend like all those things that are real, because reality is, that's a whole nother story. Anyways, pretend like all those things, just ignore them and like put on a happy face and you'll be fine. No, that's not what I'm saying. Not at all. I'm saying acknowledge where the worry and the stress points are and see them for what they are rather than allow yourself to create these entire scenarios, conditions, stories, and then get all upset and bothered by the scenario, condition, and story that you created. It hasn't happened. It's not even real, right? Now, that being said, I want you to see and acknowledge, yes. And at the same time, these two things are not mutually exclusive. There is something going good in your life. What is that? Or what are those things? Or what are those relationships? There is always something going good. And if putting my energy over here makes me, I create, and I have to own this, I create stories and scenarios and drama, I don't need to be here. That's bad for my immune system and it's bad for my mental health. So instead, I'm going to acknowledge, yep, that's a concern, but there's nothing I can do about that at this moment. And I certainly can't do anything about it when I'm in this space of stress and heavy and weight and I'm being crushed. What I can do is acknowledge it, practice my spirituality, practice my faith, trust, surrender, right? And then come over here and say, but look at what's going good in my life right now. Look, I might not have a job right now, but I can apply for unemployment and there's going to be other ways. I'm sure that I can tap into other means of creating and, helping other people and using it that way. I'm going to trust. I have to trust because the alternative is depression, it's debilitation, it's depleting, it's exhausting, right? That's the alternative. So we come over here instead and we say, okay, I've recognized that. I've done what I can, right? I'm one particular woman. She's like, oh, I'm going to lose my job at the end of the week and blah, blah, blah. And right. I get it. You have mouths to feed. Believe me, I get it. But we have options still. And we might not necessarily have options in action, but we also have we always have options in our thoughts, in our words, and how we stay rooted. Because even if that is the case, to be like, is not helpful when dealing with that case. But if that's the case, and I'm over here like, I'm in a much better place mentally, emotionally, spiritually to deal with that than if I was in the crazy. That's what I'm talking about. Let me sum up. We have a choice. And the choice is always, there are always many choices. We have an option of sinking into what is exhausting and debilitating and creating scenarios that aren't real and then worrying about those fake scenarios. Or we can acknowledge it for what it is, trust, surrender, root ourselves, and then shift over here and say, I'm going to find a reason to be happy because damn it, I deserve it. And I'm going to harness myself, root myself, anchor myself in those things for my mental health, for my immune system, for my sanity. Because from this sane place, I am better equipped to deal with these conditions and circumstances, right? I'm not saying be fake happy. I'm saying find real reasons to be happy and then let yourself be happy. We are so conditioned to believe that we must suffer pain and suffering in order to be worthy of happiness. No, we are worthy of happiness all the time, and we occasionally experience pain, and we choose to participate in suffering because pain is going to happen. Like if you cut yourself, ow, that hurts. That's pain. But if I keep like, oh, poor thing, and I'm picking the scab and I'm just keep messing with it, it's never going to heal. And I'm choosing to suffer. That's a choice. Instead, I acknowledge that's pain. What can I do to help with this pain? I can clean it. I can put ointment on it. I can put a Band-Aid on it. Maybe I take ibuprofen. Maybe I eat something, some pineapple to help with the inflammation. Maybe I do whatever I can to take care of myself. I acknowledge it, but I'm going to choose not to suffer. I have this cut, but the whole rest of my body, 99.9% of my body is still functioning. My daughter is alive and healthy. I'm alive and healthy. We have a home. Right? Focus on what is good right now. And then truly let yourself be in that space, because from that place, from that genuine place of happiness, we can then deal with the circumstances and the situations that pop off that are pain without allowing ourselves to suffer. This was a bit of a rant. I hope that it was beneficial to someone, anyone. If you're looking for more to help unpack this, to help process this, I'm here. I will also say this. As a life coach, I'm no longer doing face-to-face sessions, but I am doing sessions on Zoom. The sessions are about 45 minutes long. I am doing a sliding scale because I recognize that right now things are a little bit difficult. I'm also acknowledging that this is my bread and butter, right? I'm also going to be doing some online webinars and seminars that are going to be really cost effective, like $5, $10, just to help us share the tools and keep ourselves in a place that is rooted. Here's what I know for sure. I have been practicing this work for a really long time. And so it sounds crazy to other people, but I have an overwhelming sense of peace because I know who I am. And I'm rooted in that. And I'm choosing to find the things to be happy about. And then I find that the more that I go there, the more that I'm finding creative ways to handle everything else. And not just that, but the more that I'm allowing myself to be open so that things are flowing to me. Because when we're in this space of stress, we attract more things that contribute to our stress, right? Like attracts like. So if I'm in a place of ease and peace and trust, I'm going to attract more ease and peace and trust. If I'm in a space of stress and worry and anxiety, I'm going to attract more things that are causing stress and worry and anxiety. So we have options. We have options. So I want you to just remember you have an option, right? Meditate, exercise, go for a walk, count your blessings, write your gratitude list. There are so many ways that we can do gratitude and appreciation work, but we have to be committed to rooting ourselves in our happiness, especially in a time like this, so that we are our most productive, efficient, effective selves, right? Productive. And so that we are also able to help others if we are in the service industries, right? Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, start of next week. You know where to find me, www.mariamilagros.net. You can sign up for my newsletter. You can email me. We can set up a session. You know, it doesn't have to be super formal. It can be really informal, a way to unpack. I have Venmo now. You can Venmo me. Like, I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible for people to get the services that they need, and to also make sure that I'm putting food on my table as well. So I love you. There's nothing you can do about that. You deserve peace and ease and happiness, even in a time like this. And I wish more than anything that you will allow yourself to have it, because you do not have to prove yourself or suffer in order to have that. It's available to us right now. Okay, that's it. For real. I'm done. Love you. Peace.